Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Lizon. Today I want to speak to you about inflammation. If you're watching this video and you've got any sort of chronic degenerative disease, you probably know how important control of inflammation is to reduce your pain and, most importantly, increase the quality of your life. Is medication, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, also known as NSAIDs, is medication really truly your only answer to control inflammation, or are there other more natural ways to go about controlling inflammation? It turns out there are other more natural ways, and some of them you already know about. I'm not speaking about them today. That would be things like getting your diet right, getting your alkalinity correct. There's a few things that you can look up and learn about to control your inflammation, but I want to speak to you about the use of saunas and near-infrared light. So let's look at these one at a time. Let's look at the use of near-infrared light first. I think most of us would agree that humans are designed to generally be outside. Traditional societies have always been outside. We've been exposed to sunrises and sunsets and fire in the evenings. And this near-infrared light and red light has profound effects on our bodies. And we know that it is a massive anti-inflammatory agent. So what happens is when you expose your body regularly to red and near-infrared light, preferably in the morning or the evening to mimic nature, but when you expose yourself to red and near-infrared light, it reduces inflammation incredibly well. And it may sound kind of airy-fairy, thinking, light, how's that going to reduce inflammation? It works. I've got a study here, and this study is called The effects of photobiomodulation therapy, pharmacological therapy, and physical exercise as single and/or combined treatment on the inflammatory response induced by experimental osteoarthritis. They induced arthritis in a knee in an animal model, and what they found is that the use of photobiomodulation, that's the near-infrared light and the red light, they found that the use of this light reduced inflammation better than the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs that you're probably using, as well as better than the physical therapy. And any combination of those things, the photobiomodulation alone worked better. So that's the first thing I want you understanding about inflammation, is near-infrared light and photobiomodulation works well. You just haven't heard about it. Now you have. And the second thing I want to speak about is the use of saunas. Most people know what a sauna is, but you don't generally associate it with inflammation. You associate it with relaxing and a lot of other things we now know, like cardiovascular benefits, pulmonary benefits, dementia benefits, all these sorts of things. But I just did a video a week ago on the use of saunas for relaxing. Watch that one if you haven't. But I want to talk to you about inflammation. And I've got a new study that was just produced, relatively new, 2018, called Sauna Bathing and Systemic Inflammation. And keep it short, what they found is that in people that used saunas regularly, and that's defined as 4 to 7 times per week, they had less inflammatory markers in the body. Specifically, I'll make sure I get this right, we found that C-reactive protein levels were lower in men with the highest frequency of sauna bathing compared to those with other sauna sessions. When we use the sauna, just the heat of the sauna, we reduce inflammation incredibly well. So now let's take these two findings, the use of near-infrared light and the inflammation when you use saunas, the decrease of inflammation using saunas. Do you not think that the combination of these two things would be pretty much basic thinking if you've got inflammation? And yet no one really thinks about this. The use of a near-infrared sauna, which you can see behind me here, it's the combination of heat therapy. Far infrared light is heat therapy, and it's the combination of that far infrared heat with the near-infrared and red light to get your photobiomodulation effect. This is a no-brainer when it comes to controlling chronic inflammation. It just isn't information that's getting out very well, even though we've known it for a very long time. Now, the inflammatory effects of a sauna we haven't known for quite so long, but now we know. So there you have it. Definitely look into this. Contact me if you've got any questions about using a near-infrared sauna and inflammation, chronic degenerative diseases. I'm definitely here to help. It helps with all kinds of other conditions as well, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. Many videos could be put out there on the benefits of near-infrared saunas. But until next time, keep well.